my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alyssa. Today I have got a dinner themed video for you. We've been doing a lot of sweet things on the channel, so I'm excited to share some easy weeknight dinner recipes with you that are all delicious, gluten-free, vegan, and kid-friendly. We are making 3 awesome recipes, which I think you are absolutely going to love. We're making a barbecue vegan pizza, we're making vegan truffle mac and cheese, and we're also making cheesy broccoli burgers. So I don't know about you, but I think all 3 of them sound absolutely amazing. They're so good. Dinner recipes. First up, we have the barbecue pizza, and you guys have seen me make this before, but essentially the crust is just some soaked quinoa that I add into the blender, and it's 3/4 of a cup of quinoa that I soak for about 30-ish minutes in hot water. And then I also add in some water, olive oil, baking powder, and some sea salt, and I blend that up until it forms a batter. So if you guys don't want to wait around for the soaking, I do have another recipe that I will link down below for a quinoa flour pizza crust. Both will work here. Both are delicious. Both are made with quinoa, obviously. And I would say that I like this one better just because it's a crispier crust, and I love crispy pizza crusts. So I would recommend this one if you haven't tried it yet. It is so good. Once you have it blended up, it's kind of the thickness of a pancake batter almost, so you'll just pour it onto a parchment-lined baking sheet, and then you'll use a spatula to kind of spread it out into the shape that you want. I have this circular one that I use all the time in my videos, and I just spread it out into a circle, but you could also spread it out on a sheet pan and spread it into like a rectangle shape, so up to you. And then we will bake this at 425 degrees for about 20 minutes until it's kind of crispy on the bottom. Then you'll remove it from the oven and you'll flip it over, and that's when you can top your pizza. So we're gonna start with our sauce, which in this case is barbecue sauce. I have a paleo one here, which is unsweetened, so I'll link that one down below for you. And you'll just spread that out just like you would pizza sauce. And then this was kind of my version of like a barbecue chicken pizza, but not really. I don't know, you could do whatever kind of toppings you wanted, but for our toppings, or for what I chose, I just did sliced red onion, as well as some chopped up cherry tomatoes. I just halved them, and then I also did some chickpeas on top, which is like my quote-unquote chicken, which obviously isn't chicken, but it's still good. And then I popped that back in the oven for another 10 minutes or so, and to finish it off, I did a drizzle of tahini dressing. You could also do a vegan ranch, which would be really good. I think it adds just a little bit of extra moisture. And then some nutritional yeast, which is like my quote-unquote Parmesan. And then you can slice it up, and this pizza is honestly so good, so easy, and like I said, it's a really simple base, so if you're not craving barbecue or you don't have these ingredients, you can swap it in and out with anything. I've made this pizza so many times, and it works with any type of topping that you want. Next up, we have our vegan mac and cheese, and like I said, it's truffle. So the 2 things that we're adding that are truffle flavored is truffle salt and truffle oil, but that is what's going to give it that nice truffle flavor. Also, just want to say that it's optional if you don't want to use it. So let's move on to the actual ingredients. So we are going to be making the sauce first. We're going to add some soaked cashews into our blender. To that, we're also going to add in some nutritional yeast. We're going to add in some arrowroot starch, which is going to help kind of thicken it as it bakes, our truffle salt, some garlic powder, and some almond milk, as well as some lemon juice and our truffle oil. Pop the lid on your blender, and we'll blend this up until it is smooth and creamy. And once it's creamy, you can either set it aside, or what I did is I made my noodles ahead of time, and I just made a whole pound of brown rice noodles. I used the elbow variety, but you can use any type of noodles you want here. And I just let them kind of sit until the sauce was done. And once the sauce was done, I just poured them over the cooked noodles. So again, just cook your noodles according to your package instructions. And then you can just stir it all together until the sauce is evenly incorporated throughout all of the noodles. Next, we will pour these directly into our baking dish. I recommend a 13 by 9 pan. Mine is a little bit too small for this amount, so I had to like really over top it kind of, but 13 by 9 works really well. And then once you've added all of the pasta into the dish, set it aside, and we're gonna make our crumble topping. So you can use breadcrumbs if you want. If you don't have breadcrumbs or you're gluten-free, what I did is I just crushed up some brown rice crispy cereal. Super cheap at Whole Foods or basically anywhere. It's gluten-free and it has that nice like panko-y kind of texture when you crush it up. So I added that into a bowl along with some truffle salt as well as some truffle oil. And then I just used my hands to kind of mix everything together until it was crumbly and combined. And that is going to be our crispy mac and cheese topping. It actually worked really, really well. I've never made it like this before, but it worked really well. So I just poured the topping all over the mac and cheese. And then we just bake this up until it is kind of golden brown on the top. It takes about 20 minutes or so. And you can sprinkle it with some fresh herbs if you want, or you can just serve it up right away. But either way, this is a really creamy, delicious mac and cheese. Probably one of the best that I've ever made. And again, if you don't have the truffle stuff, you can just leave it out and you can swap it with just like regular flavored salt and olive oil. Last but not least, we have our broccoli burgers. We're gonna start by steaming 3 cups of broccoli florets, and I just add them into a saucepan, add a splash of water, and I steam them for about 2 to 3 minutes until they are soft and semi-cooked. Then you're gonna wanna let them cool because you don't wanna add them into the food processor when they're hot. So once they're cool, you can add them into your food processor along with your chickpeas, and then you will pulse that all together until it's kind of crumbly. From there, you'll add in cooked quinoa, nutritional yeast, and Dijon mustard. Again, pulse it together until that all comes together and starts to become combined. You're kind of looking for like a sticky-ish dough. And then we will add the rest of our ingredients, which include salt, garlic powder, and quinoa flour. And I just use my spatula directly in the food processor to stir it all together. It's probably easier to do it in a bowl, but I was feeling lazy and I didn't want to dirty another dish. So it works if you do it like this. Just try to get the flour as evenly incorporated throughout the mixture as you can. And then you will simply form them into little burgers. So you can make them any size you want. I do kind of like a 1/4 cup-ish size, so they're almost like a mini burger. They're great on top of salads. And I just use my hands to kind of shape them into those burger shapes. And I place them on a parchment-lined baking sheet, and then we are going to refrigerate them for about 30 minutes. And once they are refrigerated, then we will cook them. You can bake these. I think they would bake just similar to other veggie burgers. I'd probably cook them at 375 degrees for about 30 minutes, flipping them halfway through. However, I sauteed them, and they took about 5 minutes, which is easier, I think, and faster, obviously. So I cooked them in just a little bit of avocado oil, and I just seared them on both sides until they were nice and golden brown and crispy. For serving these, like I said, they're really good on top of salad. They're also great inside of like a grain bowl, or you can just serve them on their own, like on as the main kind of dish, and just have whatever you want on the side. To finish it off, I decided to do some tahini dressing, the same that I used on top of the pizza, and it was just like really delicious. It kind of reminded me of ranch, I guess. So I would recommend that as well. Otherwise, these freeze really well and they taste absolutely delicious. And there you have it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed today's video as well as these yummy dinner recipes. As you can see, they are all super delicious and they're also pretty easy to make. What I love is that these recipes can also be meal prepped, so you could make them ahead of time. They're great for lunches, they're great for freezing, and they're all really, really good. I mean, the truffle mac and cheese, oh, it's so good. So if you guys do want to try any of these recipes, I've put them on the blog for you. The links are right down in the description box below this video. You can click that. That will take you over to the blog, which has more description about the recipe, the ingredient list, the instructions, everything like that. If you do end up making any of these recipes, I would love for you to leave a rating and a star rating and a comment on the blog post. It really helps our recipes reach more people. It helps them show up better in Google, and it just helps us like spread the word of healthy, delicious plant-powered recipes. So I'd really appreciate it if you could do that. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Don't forget to hit that red subscribe button before you go. If you enjoy videos like this, this channel is for you because we share a lot of content like this, as well as other fun videos like what I eat in the day videos. We share lifestyle videos, we share wellness tips, everything like that. So if that's of interest, definitely make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks again. Bye.